Today we are going to learn how to use maps to learn more about the land in an area. We are going to do this by reading this selection, How to Read Physical Maps. As we read, we will want to use the text features within the passage to help us gather information. For example, the title tells us what the passage is about. This selection also has maps. The maps have keys that tell you how to read the maps. There's also a caption that explains what the map is about. This selection also has headings. The headings tell you what the different sections are about. So let's start to read. As we read, there will occasionally be a question about what we are reading. Be sure to go back and look at the map or the text to help you answer the questions. How to read physical maps. Learning how to read a map makes locating places a lot easier. But once you locate a place on a map, how can you find the best route to get there? One way to find the best and easiest route to take is by looking at a special kind of map. Maps that show roads, towns, cities, and state and national boundaries tell you where places are located. They also help you figure out the distance between places. However, these maps do not show you what the land itself looks like. You might want to know about routes that cross mountains and valleys. What you need is a physical map. This is a special type of map that shows the physical features of the land. A physical map can show you things like hills, mountains, and valleys. Physical maps can also show features such as bodies of water, the types of plants that grow in an area, rain and snowfall in an area, and more. Different types of physical maps can show different features. Some physical maps give information about the elevation or height of the land. Some maps use lines to show elevation. Others, like the physical map of the United States shown here, use colors and shading to show elevation. So if we look at this map of the United States, this physical map, the key tells us what the colors stand for. The different colors are showing elevation or how high the land is. So the very light green is 0 to 660 feet. And then the colors get progressively darker until the purple is showing land under over 13,100 feet. So the areas with the purple and red have very high land, and the areas that show green have very low land, and then the yellow and brown is somewhere in the middle. From the map, you can see that there are two main areas of mountains in the United States. There is one long mountain range in the east called the Appalachian Mountains. The Appalachians run in a line that roughly follows the east coast of the United States. The other areas of mountains is in the west. There are several ranges in this region. The biggest is the Rocky Mountains. The Rockies run from Canada southward through the American Southwest. You can see that mountains cover much of the western United States. These mountains are shown in different colors on the map. In fact, all areas of the United States appear in color. For example, places where the land is low are shown in green. Yellow shows land that is higher in elevation. Light brown and red mean the land is very high. The very highest land, the highest mountain peaks, is colored purple. Shading also helps show the location and shape of mountains. So if we go back and look at the map again, we can see all these different areas of high land and low land. Understanding a physical map. So now we have another map, a different kind of map, and another key that has the same colors but different numbers for the elevations. And it says, this view of mountains and valleys uses different colors to show elevation. And then it says side view of land elevation. To help you understand the colors on a physical map, look at the mountain range image showing the different levels of elevation. The lowest part of the image is a valley. The valley is colored green. Look at the elevation key next to the image. The green color shows elevations from 0 to 1,640 feet. That means that the valley is between 0 feet and 1,640 feet in elevation. So if we go back and look at the map, here is the valley. Now imagine that you are a bird. You're flying, looking directly down in the mountains from above. Look at the bird's eye view of land elevation diagram. That's this diagram right here. This shows a bird's eye view, or how a bird might see the land from above. It shows areas of higher and lower elevation using color. Notice the part of the mountain that is colored yellow. This color shows the same part of the mountains as the yellow in the first image. It shows the part of the mountain that is 1,641 to 3,280 feet high. Now look at the part of the mountain that is colored red. How high is this part of the mountain? You can learn useful information by looking at an elevation map. For example, suppose you want to get the best view of the surrounding land. Where would you go? You would climb one of the peaks, of course. These peaks are shown as the 3 purple areas on the mountain image and the bird's eye view diagram. What if you wanted to build a railroad through this area? Where would you put it? You would not put it across the purple areas. That land is steep and high. Instead, you'd build it through the green area. That is where the elevation is low. And we can go back and look at it again. So you can see how colors can be used to show the elevation of the land. You can learn a lot about the land by studying an elevation map. However, this kind of map has some limits. For example, look at the bird's eye diagram again. Notice that all 3 mountain peaks are purple. The purple means the peaks are over 13,000 feet high. One peak might be 13,000 feet high. Another may be 13,500 feet high. You cannot tell the difference between the two in this diagram. So if we look at it, we know that they're at least 13,000 feet high, but we don't know exactly how high they are just from looking at this diagram. Now look back at the physical map of the United States. The elevation key tells you how high the land is. How high are the Great Plains? Most of this area is shaded in yellow and light brown. That means the elevation is between 1,641 feet and 6,560 feet high. Which mountains are higher, the Rocky Mountains or the Appalachian Mountains? The Rocky Mountains are higher. They are shaded in red and purple. That means much of the land is more than 6,561 feet above sea level. Some of it is more than 13,000 feet above sea level. The Appalachians, on the other hand, are shaded yellow and light brown. They measure between 1,641 and 6,560 feet high. So if we look back at that map, again, we can see that the Great Plains they were talking about first is from 1,641 to 3,280 feet high. We can't tell within this band of yellow which land is lower and which land is higher. But what this map can do is show us that the Appalachian Mountains are not as high as the Rocky Mountains, which are in red and purple. Finding your way on an elevation map. You may be wondering how you can use this information. Here's one way. Take a look at the map of Adventure Valley. You and your friend are spending the day exploring the area. You start at Butterfly Meadow. It's on the east side of the map near the stream. Your goal is to reach Hidden Treasure Cavern. As you can see, there are 2 trails to Hidden Treasure Cavern. You could take Pony Path or Brook Trail. You and your friends can't decide which one to choose. Look at your map. What does it tell you about the trails? On the map, the area around Butterfly Meadow is shown in green. Look at the elevation. Green is land that is between 201 and 400 feet high. Pony Path goes up Peacock Hill. It climbs from green to pink and then to dark green. Next it crosses into purple and orange. Hidden Treasure Cavern is shown in the green area. This tells you that you will first climb from Butterfly Meadow all the way to the top of Peacock Hill. Since the top is colored orange, you know the elevation will be over 1,000 feet. Brook Trail follows Salamander Stream. The map is colored green for all of the way. This means your trail will be level all the way. So here is the map that they're talking about. Just like the other map, it shows different elevations in different colors, and it can help you decide which paths you want to take. Do you want to climb up the hill and then hike down the hill again to Hidden Treasure Cavern? Or do you want to follow the level trail to get there? Of course, you might also think about the distance. Using a string to measure, you'll find the distance along the pony path is about 5 miles. The distance along Brook Trail is over 10 miles. Do you want to walk 5 miles with a big hill or 10 miles on a flatter trail? You pick. After visiting Hidden Treasure Cavern, you plan to hike Camp Arrowhead. Again, you have a choice of 2 trails. Which trail will you choose and why? You can see why being able to read maps is so important.